These guys here. That's yeah, no, it's a grass species that we often look at. Just look at that. Really like the name. It's called herringbone grass. And you can see the texture on it or the shape of it. Quite easily see how the name came to be. And if you look really close into one of them, you'll see that, like other grasses, essentially they're just plants with thousands of little flowers on them. Each of those little parts within each of those arms on it, it's got flowers inside. I don't know why, just the specific clump caught my attention. It is very, very full in seed at the moment. Busy flowering actually, it's not in full seed yet. All those flowers will get pollinated now and then become seeds for next year and for other years. And there's always something very, very calming about looking at grass to me. Might not be something that many people can associate with, but if I think back to that day when the Kuhumas lost that cub, or when we found that dead cub, apart from many other things, it was an incredible morning. But I remember soon after we left that cub, we stopped and we looked at a patch of grass where the wind was just blowing it, and it was just swaying slowly in the wind. And I can remember that as clearly and as vividly as seeing the Mapocho males for the first time. So I hope you can sense some of that tranquility that I get from looking at something as simple as this. Quite a big bull. Looks like he's probably been hanging around somewhere where there's not a lot of cars. Seems a little bit aware of us. Let's just get a bit closer again. Head there. It's towering out above the trees. Very, very big bull this. He'd probably be, I would guess, between 15 and 20 years old in that prime time. If I really had to guess, I'd say he's probably 18, 19 or so. You can see he's got that heavy skull of a mature male. Look at the forehead, around the eyes, above the eyes, and also from the horns down the sort of the front of the face. Lots of extra bone growth, making that head heavier and stronger, giving him all the advantages he would need to be a dominant bull in a fight. He'd definitely be one of the mating males in the area at the moment. And I think that's one of the things I really enjoy about giraffe, is that they're very curious as well. He was just standing there now for a minute or two just watching us. Let's try and have another look at him. Although it seems like he's a little bit shy. Guys, sorry, I've got a bit of a croaky throat this morning. gap through the trees here. Right into the sun as well. Very big male. Look at his neck as well. His shoulders just massive and muscular. Like I said, he would definitely be one of the dominant males in the area at the moment. Even though they're not territorial at all, they move around a lot. That's maybe why we haven't seen this specific bull for a while. We might see him for the next couple of days or the next week or two. But also, we haven't been seeing a lot of giraffe here. We've seen the odd occasional giraffe here and there. We saw some nice ones last week. But there's not been a lot of females around. So that also suggests that he'll probably just move through the area, look for females. If he doesn't find any, he'll keep on moving around. They don't stay in certain specific territories. As welcome back in the vehicle here. I hope you enjoyed those Egyptian geese. Hopefully the water will pick up a bit today. It feels like it might get nice and warm, so it might be a nice day in terms of animal activity around Gari water. We're just sitting here under that big torch. We still had a little stretch of the legs and a bit of a catch-up. Sounds like Alex had a good leave. And just enjoying these flowers. I often talk about them, and I will often talk about them still over the next few months. One of my favorite flowers out here called red star zinnias. And even though they, technically speaking, exotic flowers, they've only been in Africa or southern Africa for about 120 years or so, not even. They're not invasive exotic plants. They don't take over big areas. You just get these little patches under trees normally in the shade. You just get these beautiful deep red patches of flowers. I love these. Let's go look around some more, see what other things might be walking and crawling around. Images I can never get enough of. It always reminds me a lot of sort of Eastern or Zen art. Just very simple, one branch, one dove. Very washed out background. An important part of the day or important activity of the day for any bird. In this case, this ringneck dove just busy grooming, cleaning those feathers out and flying away. Looks a lot like the wild hibiscus. Let's just move back slightly. Very similar look to it. This is called a wild stock rose. Probably the only reason it's called a wild stock rose and not just a stock rose is just that it grows out in the wild. Very, very similar. The whole structure of the plant is similar. Let's look at that beautiful color. Again, that sort of soft pale yellow and then a very dark deep red, like a dark red wine color almost. Clear invitation for insects to come in there. Of course, they'll get the benefit, whatever insect goes in there, of getting some nectar, something to eat down there, something sugary and sweet. At the same time, they take that pollen with them. Go spread that around to another flower again. Beautiful.